Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very wonderful, great day, and a very much of a blessed day indeed, guys. As you can see, guys, today is a very much quietly, extremely, as in literally superly hot as well. But despite that, guys, I'm very quietly sorry for actually shooting a little bit late early because I was actually busy. I'm walking Universe and also giving her some fresh air so she can also exactly relax herself and also stretch herself as well. And I was also busy doing my house chores, which is was exactly doing the washing as well during that day. Regardless of the rest, guys, I'm superly grateful for your support in watching and in viewing my episodes from shorts and from long videos, and especially from TikTok as well. Just a reminder, I won't be able to upload the long video of YouTube's episodes today for those of you who are actually watching the long videos of YouTube, but I'll be able to upload the TikTok video for those of you who are actually watching the TikTok videos as well. And for those of you who are actually watching shorts, you will also exactly receive the shorts videos as well. Regardless of the rest, I all hope you guys will have a wonderful, blessed, and beautiful long weekend. And I will see you on Monday as well. On today's episode, we're to speak about the ancient, powerful dog formation hunter known as the Fallen, who have been previously exactly been mentioning throughout the previous episodes that I've been actually been able to discuss with you and also talk with you as well, guys, during the other previous episodes. Regardless of the list, guys, the Fallen is an ancient super villain and a very powerful dog formation hunter who wanted to exterminate the supernaturals and the aliens and the superhumans in the earliest century of the sacred world and of the sacred universe in order for his empire and for his people to have sole control and sole dominance and sole control and sole dominance over the sacred world and over the rest of the sacred universe so that his plans can successfully bear fruit as well. So let's begin. On the fallen's earliest life during the ancient times of the sacred wars of the sacred world, he was formerly known by a different name, known as Jaden Fallen, who was a powerful, formidable Four-Nation hunters who fought up against powerful monsters. He fought up against powerful monsters of the dark dimension and bravely saved his people and the rest of the Four-Nation hunters. During at that time, he was quietly proposed into a very interesting marriage with a very powerful, beautiful woman. One of the ancient, powerful dog witches, known as the Dog Sisters, were exactly offered up in order for them to become one of the Fallen's greatest wife and queen over his dog empire. Jaden quietly, gladly accepted the proposition and terms of the marriage with the powerful dog witch known as the Dog Sister, realizing that with her power and with his abilities, they could both exactly create a powerful, formidable bloodline of their children, which will make them so powerful and so strong and so greatly immortal, granting them greater abilities and greater power than ever before. Regardless of the less, the two of them exactly married, and the Fallen continued his top research and everything else on how to control and tame the sacred supernatural dragons of the sacred world. During at that time as well, the Fallen continued to exactly do just that in order to controlling and taming the dragons of the sacred world, where he went straightly into the dragon islands of the sacred world, where he went straightly into the sacred crystal dragon volcanic islands of the sacred world, where the dragon masters and leaders and of the dragon race were quietly exactly able to remain there. The Fallen exactly offered them a powerful proposition that they cannot exactly refuse. The Fallen exactly reassured that the Dragon Masters that they will also soon benefit for his massive goal that he has for the rest of the sacred world and for the rest of the sacred universe, which he's willing to offer them sole control and sole immunity to all attacks and to all powerful, greater supernatural attacks from the sacred universe and from the rest of sacred existence. The Dragon Masters and the rest of the Dragon followers are very quietly skeptical of this proposition. So in return, they exactly wanted to know if the Fallen will keep up his end of the bargain. The Fallen exactly reassured the Dragon Masters and the rest of the dragon race that he will keep up his end of the bargain as long as they provide him the most powerful, deadliest supernatural dragon that has the ability not to transform into any human into a supernatural being of a human form, or any one of them that is successfully worthy for him to begin his universal global campaign against the supernaturals and aliens and one of the superhumans of the sacred world. They exactly granted him a powerful, formidable dragon. In return, the fallen exactly gave them more powerful dark crystals and very powerful dark ancient texts and books as part of the deal, and as well as part of the new agreement as well. During at that time and during on that same year and on that same century, the fallen exactly returned with a powerful dragon and at his command and at his disposal, and he only took 3 or 4 dragons along with him, or rather 5 or 6 along with him, and also count 7 as an extra backup along with him. And he exactly created a powerful dark map of the other villages and worlds of the supernatural race and of the aliens and of the vampires and werewolves and of the vampires and werewolves and superhumans who gratefully exactly lived in those villages. During at that time, the Dark Sister, exactly known as his wife, completely approached the Fallen and exactly asked him if she will gratefully exactly succeed in his long-term plans and his long-term goals. The Fallen exactly reassured his wife that his plans are very definitely succeed for his long-term plans and goals. Meaning, in other words, he has already found a powerful associate and a very formidable partner who also believes in his goals and also in his mission and his sole purpose as well. Regardless of the lust, the Dark Sister was very quietly skeptical on who is exactly this mysterious associate that the Fallen was able to exactly remain in contact with. Despite that, the Fallen exactly told the rest of his people that he'll be going on this mission and on this operation by himself, meaning that he'll be taking the full matters and responsibilities on his own, while the rest of the other consuls of his people of his dark empire exactly asked where will this exactly leave his dark empire and the rest of his future descendants for them to conquer the sacred universe and the rest of the sacred world. Regardless of the lesser fallen, exactly reassured the consuls of his people, and the rest of the high-ranking generals and warlords that the Dark Empire will still remain in power and in control over the Dark Universe. Its long-term plans and goals will successfully bear fruit. The Fallen just has to make sure that the goal of the annihilation and of the extermination of the supernaturals, aliens, and superhumans, and of the Four-Nation Hunters gradually fruitfully exactly takes fruit, regardless of what exactly will take place. As the members and the people of the fallen empire began to secretly agree with their leader, they exactly decided to support him rather than to exactly fight up against him. The members and the warlords of the Dark Empire exactly urged the fallen not to underestimate the forces of evil that are highly conspiring up against him. The fallen exactly reassured the old dog Four-Nation Hunters and of these people that he will not exactly just do just that, that he just exactly reassured them that the plan is exactly going accordingly the way it has to be as well. On that very same day before the attack exactly took place, the fallen exactly created a powerful dark hologram of himself with the other meeting up with powerful strange figures who are also concealing the secretive identities, also concealing the powerful secretive identities from the operatives and all any other operatives as well, who are also very powerful shadowy dark figures who also are concealing the powerful dark identities by using dark holograms, where they although are able to speak about the plan's true coordination and also its future goals, which would likely take place in the far future of the Sacred World's conflict. The other figures exactly agreed that the plan exactly must begin and that this attack will definitely exactly lead to the plan or everything else, and that his association with the mysterious figure must remain a top secret only to him and to those only to him and to only to his closest followers and to the rest of them who gratefully exactly follow him behind the scenes. They all agree on that they'll make sure that the conspiracy and the secret coalition of them conspiring together will remain a top secret only to themselves and only to the rest of their followers. But they need to make sure that the message doesn't exactly get passed or rather get quietly unknown to the rest of the other forces within the other known universe or the other sacred world. That this conspiracy and of them secretly associating with one another must remain a very secretive conspiracy between them and only them. The dark figures in a dark holographic hologram completely agreed on that this of them exactly associated with one another remain only a secret as long as the plan that you're about to initiate will create a very beautiful, remarkable legacy that might start as a long-term goal for them to actually presume with their long-term goals and plans in the far future of the sacred world's wars and conflicts, which will soon benefit them. The fallen completely agreed with the dark, powerful holographic figures of them who are also concealing their identity that the plans will be initiated the way they're supposed to on that very same day and on that very same night, which became very a powerful dark history towards the sacred world's greatest histories of wars and conflicts. The fallen and the dragons unleashed their powers and their dark abilities as the dragons besieged the entire magical villages with a fire breath and power and capacity as the fallen used these dark formation hunters abilities in order to slaughter the vampires and the werewolves and the supernaturals, the fairies and the druids in one night, which the slaughter created a dark and powerful traumatic history that resulted in a friction between the supernaturals and the aliens and of the superhumans and of the formation hunters in the process. During that same night, the Fallen continued his global campaign, attacking village after village, sacred, supernatural, and alien and superhuman in the process. And on that very day, the four dark, powerful, immortal users, known as the Dark Druid, the Dark Witch, and the Dark Faithful, and the Dark Sister, begin to secretly exactly keeping tabs of the fallen's rampaging and him wreaking havoc across the sacred villages and across the sacred magical worlds of the sacred magic dimensions, planets, and civilization in the process to slaughtering the most powerful creatures, the most supernatural creatures, and the aliens and the superhumans and the formation hunters. They decided that it was actually time for them to begin the sacred ritual that they were actually initiated to actually exactly do. At that same night, they all exactly surrounded the fallen in an ancient forest where there was a powerful ancient dark crystal temple within, and they gladly exactly teleported him straightly inside the middle of the dark crystal temple within its dark powerful paradigm, within its dark powerful what I don't know exactly what they call it, paragram. Yeah, paragram exactly, where there was an ancient symbol of the four nation hunters, symbol of the number four itself was quietly on the middle, and the four dark, powerful, immortal, mysterious ancient magic users exactly all converge on each of the paragram symbols, and the fallen was trapped in a dark, magical barrier of a bubble where he cannot exactly do anything else about it. Before they can exactly begin the final ritual of the steps, they asked the fallen exactly, was this exactly completely part of the full scope of the plan and part of the full scope of the plan, or was this another strategy in order to get control over the sacred world and over the sacred universe in order for his dark empire to begin its global campaign of conquering thousands of known worlds and civilization by blocking the Shadow Empire from rising and ascending to power. The fallen exactly told the four powerful, mysterious dark magic users who are able to conceal their identities in dark figures that the actual plan was for them to actually banish him to the dark dimension, to the other dark dimension, which is a very powerful one that is very quietly used to contain powerful dark forces of evil, which was also part of the plan in order for them to exactly mysteriously appear. And the next phase of the plan will exactly also take place in the later years of the sacred galactic wars and balance and futures as well in the process. Regardless of the last, the four powerful dark magic users begin cutting themselves with their blood, and one by one exactly begin literally stabbing themselves with their blood in order to draw out the blood from their hands, and the blood completely fell. Drops of blood begin to completely fell from the paragram, and the dark sister begin to activate the dark magic ritual within the paragram by using the dark blood magic at one in order to vanquish and banish the fallen into a dark, powerful prison dark dimension where it's relocated from through space-time and also unlocated and tracked down from the other dark sacred magical worlds and dimensions of the sacred universe. Throughout the dispense of him being banished, he was exactly teleported straightly there into the dark dimension, and this time it was for permanent as well. The four dark magic users completely agreed that the plan has finally gladly taken place and that everything else can now proceed the way it was intended to exactly go on. Before they can exactly begin to teleport themselves away, another powerful, dark, mysterious figure exactly concealed his secretive identity from the shadows of the paragram and exactly told the four dark, powerful mortal magic users, now the games can finally begin and they can finally begin gladly taking place the way they have to. Meaning, in other words, phase 2 has been complete. Now it's time for them to initiate phase 3 of the plan that was already been initiated, as they all completely agreed on that. During the following centuries and during the following years and during the ancient times, the fallen has remained in the dark imprisonment of the dark dimension for all eternity. During his time there, he was able to completely absorb and extract all the powers of the dark dimension and also controlling the monsters who also acted as the keepers of the dark dimension from stopping anyone from leaving from the dark dimension permanently and also from trying to open the gateways and the portals of the pocket dark dimensions imprisonment as well. Regardless of the less, the fallen began to highly evolve and become more powerful and more darker and more very, very powerful. During at the course of that time, he was able to project a powerful dark hologram of himself in order to conceal his identity when he secretly convened with the other dark and powerful, mysterious, dark evil associates of themselves who also did the exact same thing as they did of themselves by projecting powerful dark holograms of themselves in order to conceal the secretive identities from the operatives, where they were able to exactly convene on an ancient, powerful, dark cave, which was quietly unlocated or secretly and literally unlocated by anyone else. The other dark, powerful associate who are in the shadowy holographic hologram in order to conceal identity told the fallen that the Lord of Magic has successfully rose in power, and the King of Darkness has decided to pledge the sacred forest into eternal darkness, into eternal dark nightmare. Meaning, in other words, everything else can successfully go according to plan. It's time for phase. It's time for phase 4 to be initiated. The fallen completely agreed that it's actually time for phase 4 to be initiated as well, as they all agreed on that as well. Over the following centuries and years and during the ancient times, the fallen continued to remain inside the dark pocket dimension for all eternity and for centuries and for years until the modern age of the sacred world, on of the sacred universe and of its technology and of its technological advancements began to highly adapt and evolve. He continued to remain there in the dark pocket dimension imprisonment for all eternity, while unknown to all of the Phoenician hunters and to the universal heroes and all to the other ancient secret society. The fallen remained in close contact with the most powerful, formidable, ancient, dark beings and very, very mysterious associate who are also secretly in collusion with the King of Darkness and with the Shadow Sisters, the Dark Sisters, the new Lord of Magic and the original Lord of Magic and the Fallen and Balak Hellfire and Zacchaeus Darkest, who began the uprising of the Shadow Force in the earliest time of the Four Nation Hunters, during at the dawn of chaos and at the age of chaos and at the age of chaos and the age of chaos and at the age of darkness, the day the fallen began unleashing his total destruction against the supernatural aliens and superhumans and Four Nation Hunters, and in the old centuries and in the old ancient times as well. That is when it all precisely began. Even after that, that is when it all exactly began. Regardless of the less, the fallen dark empire began exactly rising in power and ascending in power, gratefully fully evolving and adapting its dark technological advancement. And while his son exactly managed to make several contacts with his father, able to exactly speak to him through a powerful dark projection of himself, I was able to tell his father and inform him on how things are successfully going as well. Regardless of the last, the fallen didn't exactly seem quietly disappointed or quietly successful, please, as I was very happy to hear that they are now powerful superheroes and greater heroes, and Four Nation Hunters have greatly rose to the occasion and have also greatly ascended into the occasion, forming a powerful intergalactic coalition of Four Nation Hunters in order to take the battle and the war against the Star Prince and against the Universal Prince and against the founders and the Order of the Five, Order of the Six, Order of the Seven, the Galactic, the Unholy Alliance, Sacred Five, Sacred Five, and the Sacred Circle, and the Order of the Six, and the Order of the Four, and all the other ancient, powerful secret societies of supervillains as well. Regardless of the last, the Fallen wasn't quietly completely taken aback, or rather disappointed. He was rather very quietly pleased to see that the plan was exactly working and it is exactly gratefully taking place as well. On the 20 on the 22nd of December, a powerful dark meeting took place on an ancient powerful dark crystal temple that was quietly on an unknown world and planet where the four dark mysterious associate began to convene on an ancient powerful cave where they were able to conceal their dark holographic holograms of themselves as well, where there's a powerful giant statue of a powerful monster statue that was quietly kept there and also hidden, and its power and energy was still exactly the same, the way it's supposed to be, and that its true power and dark powers and energy were all exactly the same way, the way it's supposed to be. Regardless of the last, the four associates who are able to conceal their dark identities from their opulence began exactly deciding that it is time for the next phase of the plan to be heavily initiated, as they all agreed to that as well. On the 20th of January, the four powerful dark mysterious associates began to exactly reconvene on a different location, but rather on a powerful dark crystal cave where they were able to reconvene on themselves, and where they were able to reconvene on themselves by creating dark holographic holograms of themselves as well. And this time, they exactly told themselves that the Order of the Four has successfully begun its global campaign and in maintaining the cosmic balance of power, and that the universal heroes waging war with the ancient secret society known as the Order of Death and the Order of Power and the New Lord of Magic and his associate and the Order of the 12 and the Universal Prince and of the Star Prince and Red Bolt and the Dark Order and also the Dark Star and the Star Empire, which means in other words, things are finally progressing according to plan, the way they intended to be, meaning in other words, the steps of the plan can now begin to be fully finalized and to be highly immobile as well. On the 29th of February, the Fallen exactly created a powerful dark projection of himself in order to conceal his identity, as was able to reconvene with the Shadow Sisters, on an ancient powerful dark crystal temple where they were able to project powerful dark holographic holograms of themselves. As the Fallen exactly began to ask the Shadow Sisters, is everything else in place and is everything else implemented the way it's supposed to be? Regardless of the last, the Shadow Sisters reassured the Fallen that everything else is going according to plan, the way it's supposed to be, and everything else has been handled the way it's intended to be. Now the actual plan can begin taking place without any further disturbance. And the Shadow Sisters exactly told the Fallen that he must not underestimate the Universal Heroes' abilities and the World Heroes and the United Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition's abilities in thwarting his long-term plans and goals in the process, since his former associates are now presumed to be dead, such as Valak Hellfire and Zacchaeus Darkest, who is nowhere to be found, and as well as the original Lord of Magic is hereby dead and completely no more. Only his proteges and his followers remain to complete his goals and his plans, which means everything else of your goal and also of his plans are successfully left under your control. The Fallen exactly reassured the Dark Witches, known as the Shadow Sisters, that everything is going smoothly according to plan, the way it's intended to be, as he exactly told them. After that, his dark holographic hologram disappeared and was never again seen again. On the 17th of March, the Fallen was able to exactly meet up with the powerful, mysterious dark associate. A new mysterious figure of associate was also able to concealing his identity as well to the Fallen, as the Fallen was able to meet up with him through the ancient ruins of the powerful dark crystal temple that was quietly within the pocket dark dimensions imprisonment world, as this dark mysterious figure told the Fallen that his plan was a successful work and that it actually worked in mysterious ways. Now the legacy of the original Lord of Magic can never live on, and that the actual total annihilation of the supernaturals and of the aliens and of the superhumans can finally bear fruit. and the dark empire that he's managed to rule can finally begin its goal and its true purpose in annihilating the Shadow Empire and removing the Shadow Empire out of power, and by disabling their connections and their influence towards the sacred world and towards the known world, and making sure that the intergalactic coalition and the Four Nation Hunters exactly succeed in their plans in opening up a gateway which will soon pave a way for you as the Fallen to successfully return into the game and into the mortal universe and reclaim your rightful birthright. But the Dark Figure exactly told Fallen that he must form powerful alliances with other powerful criminals, ancient powerful criminals who share the same beliefs and goals as you do, who want the same thing as you quietly do. The Fallen exactly agreed. It's time for the plan to begin its actual work right away. On the 20th of April, the powerful dark druids, known as the dark witch, the dark druids, and of the druid and of the faithful began exactly meeting up on another powerful dark magical dimension where there was a beautiful, powerful Aztec temple and a very beautiful, powerful Aztec crystal dark magical temple that was quietly covered in rainbows and beautiful purple skies and clouds and everything and all of that. And to that point, they were exactly encountered by the powerful Dark Witch, who was also a high-ranking official of the Shadow Brothers, empire and faction. And she actually told the dark magic users to proceed with the ritual. After that, she teleported herself away, leaving them in charge of it. Regardless of the last, the fallen sun exactly also returned from his banishment of being banished from the other dark dimension and was also released due to the help and also due to the help and intervention of the other dark witches known as the Dark Sisters, who decided to release him from his banishment completely after his successful plans and imaginations failed up against the Universal Heroes which didn't exactly take too long for him to exactly face his demise, to allow him to be banished to the other powerful dark dimension imprisonment as well. Regardless of the last, the fallen sun, known as the fallen prince, began drawing up his blood as he was able to drop his blood through the ancient dark paragram that was covered by dark crystal, as the dark magic users begin to converge and using their dark magic and powers in order to opening up a portal from the other side, which it completely did. And due to the intervention of Universal Magic Girl and of the Universal Magic Heroes, who gratefully came just in the nick of time to fight off the four dark magic users who were very much conducting a powerful, sinister dark ritual, and the fallen began to reappear from the ground as he was completely summoned, and this time more powerful and more dangerous and more handsome and more beautiful and more very much attractive than ever before. He used his newfound abilities that he was able to reacquire from the dark dimension, his imprisonment, to control darkness and to manipulate shadows at will. In order to do that, he conjured up a powerful dark shadowy monster and a powerful dark shadowy monster and a man or a powerful being or a person himself to attack the Universal Magic Heroes, which they gratefully actually did. In doing so, regardless of the creatures were exactly victorious during of the battle, as the Universal Magic Heroes didn't realize that the new enemy, that the old enemy, ancient enemy, was very powerful and very dangerous at all. As Universal Magical decided to fight the Fallen head-on, together both of them were completely evenly matched, as the Fallen's dark powers and dark magic that are completely combined with shadow energy were more powerful and more destructive than ever before. The Fallen exactly told Universal Magical that he'll be leaving a goodbye present and a gift, as he decided to destroy the entire beautiful magical dimension that was able to release him from his eternal imprisonment from the pocket dimension. And the five mysterious dark magic users completely teleported themselves, as well as his son disappeared during the battle, as the entire dimension began to mysteriously crumble and decimated itself in the process, as everything else was completely being eradicated from the top of the skies to everything. And the Fallen told Universal Magical that the war is about to exactly begin right away, as he exactly told her. On the 29th of May, the Fallen exactly was able to return to his rightful place on the dark empire of his throne, and was able to hug his wife and the dark sisters, telling them that he's back in his rightful place, and also to his sons, and also to the generals and the warlords, and to the generals and warlords of his empire, telling them that it's time for them to actually begin their plan and their long-term plans and goals for soul conquest and for soul control over the sacred universe and the rest of sacred reality, and the extermination and the eradication of the aliens and superhumans and of the supernaturals of the Phoenician hunters will now begin its rightful destiny, and that destiny will be completed one way or another. The warlord exactly told the fallen that there are powerful new obstacles right now at this stage, despite him being gone for far too long, during many centuries, and during ancient times as well. Ever since his greatest eternal banishment was quietly known throughout sacred history, there are far new powerful new obstacles, as a warlord exactly told him to never underestimate the universal hero's abilities in thwarting his long-term plans and his goals as well. The fallen exactly told the warlord he was gratefully informed of new obstacles, that they are the reason that they were able to kill his long greatest associate, who also shared the same beliefs and goals and dreams as he did. Regardless of the last, the fallen exactly reassured the warlord that he will make the same mistake as the original Lord of Magic actually did, that this time he's going to actually learn from it, and learn it from the hard way as well. On the 20th of June, the Fallen was able to reconvene. The Fallen was able to reconvene with the members of the Order of the Four on an ancient, powerful dark crystal temple, which its location was quietly still unknown, but it was from the very sacred nations and worlds and planets that the ancient crystal temple was quietly from the ancient rocks and mountains where they were able to mysteriously convene. The powerful Dark Four magic users and their newest members decided to conceal their identities by exactly projecting a dark holographic hologram of themselves while meeting up the Fallen in person, and they decided to exactly speak to the Fallen. One Dark Druid exactly told the Fallen that they're very quietly pleased that he has returned, and that he's back, and that he's well informed of the new obstacles and of the new threats and of the new competitors who are also as well in the game, since your long life term of being banished from the sacred universe and from the sacred world. Regardless of the last, the Fallen exactly reassured his associate that he is quietly well aware of the new threats and well aware of the new obstacles, and that he has decided to change his tactics and his new ways, that he'll remain an associate to the members of the Order of the Four, and he'll still remain so, and also remain an ally as well. Regardless of the last, he told them he has a very powerful plan and a very powerful strategy that he needs to test out. But regardless of the last, he will put that to the test later once he sees what the intergalactic coalition and other foreign hunters are mysteriously up to, as they all agreed to that as well. On the 25th of July, the Fallen was able to exactly meet up with the new Lord of Magic known as Lord Jet, who was able to exactly telling him that he's very successfully pleased and proud to see that Lord Jet has managed to reclaim the legacy of the original Lord of Magic. Regardless of the last, Jet exactly reassured the Fallen that he shares the same beliefs and goals as the original Lord of Magic, and that he knows that you and him were very much quietly in contact, in secret collusion together, able to secretly speak to one another despite you being trapped and banished to the dark imprisonment of the dark dimension, and him being out here in the sacred universe and in the known universe wreaking havoc and building the Shadow Empire. He quietly exactly respected you and quietly gratefully viewed your partnership with him. And regardless of the lies, you'll also exactly love to remain an associate to you, and provide him resources and ultimate power resources that he also might exactly seek. The Fallen exactly shared to Jet that he will provide him with his expertise and strategies and his long-term plans of his immortality goals and plans and strategies and all of that, and also unlimited and powerful resources which he still has under his control, and also powerful new sacred dangerous powerful associates and criminals who are willing to join forces with your organization and with your new empire and your new secret society that you managed to reassemble, that has existed also many centuries ago as well. The two of them agreed that they hereby associate. Before the Fallen can exactly depart, the Lord Jet exactly asked the Fallen, has he heard any news about the other mysterious associates known as the King of Darkness? The Fallen exactly told Jet that the King of Darkness is rather left to be hidden. that he will make contact when he knows the time is right. Right now, this secret of them secretly working together must remain only a secret to them and only to them. The rest of the operatives and also the assassins must never know that they are all in collusion together, since this partnership was formed many, many centuries ago and many, 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 many ages ago during the ancient times, and no one can ever know about it. Lord Jet completely agreed that he'll keep that in mind and that he'll keep the secret to himself and to the rest of his associates. Good, as they both of them successfully agreed on that. On the 15th of August, the fallen exactly remained on his throne. The fallen exactly remained on the throne room of his dark empire in the dark universe, as was able to gather his thoughts and inceptions in order to come up with a very better plan, very much of a good plan to begin his final mobilization of his plans and goals as well. On the 15th of September, the fallen was able to exactly reconvene with the Dark Sisters, who are exactly sisters-in-law with him, who are actually his sisters-in-law, and one of the Dark Sisters, whose wife was also present during the meeting. He was able to tell the Dark Sister that he might need the new expertise and the skilled powers and the dark abilities for what he's planning and for what's still to come. The fallen exactly asked the Dark Sisters, has anything else happened to the dragons for the last few centuries and many years during the ancient times since he was quietly banished? The Dark Sisters informed him that the dragon race still remains the same old dragon race as it does, but there's been changes with the races since there's a superhero among the people who has managed to persuade them to fight for the greater good, while the others have decided to fight for the greater evil and fight for themselves. And the friction that was quietly created many centuries ago still remains. The fallen exactly told the Dark Sisters that is good because it's time for him to complete his mission and his goal as well. On the 29th of October, the fallen exactly returned to the ancient volcanic islands and worlds and temples where the dragons used to exactly live, and the dragon masters have exactly still remain. The dragon masters exactly bowed down to the mighty fallen of the descendants of the previous dragon masters, who completely bowed down to the mighty fallen and put their hands to the ground and welcomed him, as the fallen was able to disguise himself as a different person. Regardless of the less, these followers were completely loyal, as they reassured the fallen that the other evil dragons are completely loyal and obligated to you and only to you and to the other forces of evil or to the other forces of good, which the bridge between the two forces of evil and good are still at war with each other. Their loyalties were stretched to thin, and the other dragon followers exactly told the fallen that there's been an internal split among the dragons, among the dragon race, and among the dragon masters, and among the dragon followers themselves, who are also exactly following the most powerful superhero known as Dragon Girl, who is a high-ranking member of the Universal Heroes. That is also quietly in turn has created a major internal split. Regardless of the last, the fallen exactly told the dragon followers and the dragon masters that he's only here to gather 10 dragons, powerful, supernatural, and also the dragon eggs. He needs them for what he's about to do. And they've agreed to supply him that as well. And they've also agreed to supply him and give him the entire ancient dragon volcanic island and temple as part of their loyalty and faithful and devotion to the fallen's goal and noble goal and true belief to his mission and to his long-term plans that needs to successfully bear fruit. And they were very successfully pleased and remarkable to see the old, new, powerful, ancient master return to reclaim his rightful place as well. On the 20th of November, the fallen exec was able to project a powerful dark holographic hologram in the ancient powerful dark temple, where he was able to exactly meet up with the powerful dark magic users, the followers of the original world of magic, and exactly told them they can either share loyalty to him and to his people and to his ancient organization and society, which he also was able to form as well, but he hasn't exactly given it a powerful name, but he rather exactly decided to keep it to himself. The other dark powerful magic users of the followers of the original noble magic decided to share their loyalty to him and only to him, and telling the fallen that they act as he's disposable as well. And the fallen was reluctantly happy and very successful, pleased to see that their loyalty still remains the same as well. On the 19th of December, the fallen was able to reconvene with his powerful new associate this time that were able to meet up in person in an ancient, powerful, dark, modified crystal dark temple that was quietly relocated in a different place. And this time, the new associates exactly told the Fallen that the plan that he has planted many centuries ago has likely took place, and that the mysterious ally who's also working behind the shadows of the sacred world has also decided to add and gave them few resources and multiple connections and influence to the sacred criminal underworld of mankind. And the Fallen was successfully very pleased to know that his ancient and powerful almighty organization, shadowy organization, known as the power of the Fallen, has now been able to begin manipulating events and wars from behind the scenes, and that everything else has been in place. He told his associate it's time for them to begin their plans and the mobilization of their goal. Despite this, guys, the Fallen is an ancient, powerful force of evil who is a very powerful, dark, formidable formation hunter who lived many, many centuries ago, and especially during in ancient times. He was actually in secret collusion. He was actually in a secret conspiracy, and also secretly exactly meeting up and also talking with the original Lord of Magic, despite these ancient threats being born in different times, that were able to exactly know each other and respect each other, that were able to send powerful dark messages to their followers in order for them to actually send the messages to their associate to one another, regardless of the less. The Fallen is an ancient, powerful formation hunter. Due to his long gravity, and due to his immortality, he believes that he is destined to rule the entire sacred universe and the sacred world and the rest of the known universe. His dark empire is one of the most formidable empires ever seen across the dark universe. It is the dominant force and is the dominant force in the dark universe that has remained the most super and deadliest empire ever formed across sacred dark history. According to the Four-Nation Hunters, the Fallen was once a great, powerful, loving, compassionate man. But during the following centuries of the ancient times of the ancient war, he became a very powerful, dark, very, very mysterious, unknown force of evil that definitely needs to be reckoned with. And they don't know exactly his reasons or any why he began the annihilation goal or the extinction goal to exterminate the supernaturals or the superhumans or the aliens or the Four-Nation Hunters in the process, and what he exactly was willing to gain. Unbeknownst to the Four-Nation Hunters and to the Universal Heroes, the Fallen was able to create a powerful secret contact to Valak Hellfire, who was a previous Four-Nation Hunter as well, and a member of the Four-Nation Hunters who also believed in a goal and became a very very high ranking loyal subordinate to the goals of the original Lord of Magic, who is Zechanis Darkest and the King of Darkness, were also able to exactly pass secretive messages to each other and also secretive messages to each other throughout sacred history in order for them to keep in contact of their previous goals and their respective goals and of the respective nations, as well as to the original Lord of Magic, was also able to keep in contact with the Fallen due to him being banished to the pocket dimension and him exactly ruling from the mortal universe. Still was able to remain in contact with him in full secrecy, as well to the King of Darkness was also born in the ancient times. Regardless of the less, as I said before, these powerful dark ancient evil beings were able to know about each other, and they still remain in secret collusion with each other. Regardless of the less, this made their connections to their followers and to their loyal followers and to their associates and to their organization and empires remain strictly powerful and also very greatly more indestructible than ever before. The Fallen is very quietly skilled in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, greater tactician, strategist, super limping, super hearing, super speed, super strength, the power of manipulating darkness and shadows, the power of dark teleportation, summoning, the power of creating dark magical paragrams, the power of creating dark magical paragrams in order to summon creatures or to release creatures from the other dark dimension, and the power of creating a dark, shadowy figure of a monster, and also of a shadowy man of a creature who can also protect him and defend him in any attacks. And he's also been given the greatest ability in forming powerful, formidable alliances with ancient, powerful, mysterious criminals who have also been unknown to those across sacred world, to the sacred world and to the rest of sacred history, who are also known as the Order of the Four and the Order of Power and the power of change, and also the power of the fallen as well. Regardless of the less, these ancient secret groups were able to remain in secret coalition with the fallen and with the original world of magic and with the other ancient secret societies, despite them sharing different respective views of their goals and of their personal respective mission, they still exactly share the common interest and a common goal to controlling the sacred universe and humanity as well, and to looking forward to the extermination and to the annihilation of the supernaturals, aliens, and superhumans and formation hunters in the process. That is the common goal. The fallen exactly learns a lot, him being trapped in a dark imprisonment in a dark pocket, dark dimension imprisonment for all eternity, that the universal heroes can never be underestimated, and the united heroes and the world heroes' abilities in thwarting his operation and his long-term plans. And he learns from his long lost greatest failure to never take any obstacle or any threat seriously, never take any obstacle or any threat of being, especially the abilities, or undermining or underestimating their intellect and their abilities very quietly, likely, as informed his associate to not to repeat the same mistakes and failings ever before, as he learned that elderly granny poses a greater, much of a threat to his long-term plans and goals as well. Due to him being immortal, he has a long-term plan and a stronger immortality goal and a very, very powerful legacy that is gratefully imbued his dark followers and the rest of his followers who believe in his goals. He is married to a powerful dark witch married to a powerful dark witch known of a dark sister who is exactly brought him powerful children who is exactly brought him powerful children, a son, two sons and two daughters who are also incredibly dark, powerful witches, and also the other dark sisters who became powerful relatives to him as well. Regardless of the less, he's willing to protect his family, and he solely believes in his mission and his goal, and his leadership as well makes him deadly and very ruthless and very merciless and very devoted and so obligated to his mission and to his long-term plans. He's extremely immortal and very powerful and dangerous and very ancient dark formation hunter who has lived during the ancient times in a dark pocket dimension for all eternity due to his banishment and for him being imprisonment for all time. And he's also able to conspire with other deadly, powerful, ancient, shadowy criminals who share the same beliefs and goal as he does. He decided to keep their names and their association a secret to himself and only to himself as well. His empire is one of the greatest and one of the most powerful, darkest of all. He is good and very clever in maintaining his usual bases of operation, such as his central headquarters, which is an ancient, powerful dark crystal temple within the other worlds and planets and other universes as well. Caves, using powerful dark crystal caves and other abandoned caves and worlds and planets as his base of operation. Very good and extremely intelligent, remarkable, skilled in leadership, marksmanship, endurance, and agility, enchanted senses, and gifted power to sense, and the greatest ability of dark teleportation, projecting a powerful dark holographic hologram of himself, creating a powerful psychic illusion, which has also been granted, and the power of hypnotism, and the great power of hypnosis and of hypnotism in order to hypnotize and control his enemies and obstacles that get in his way, and the power to disappear and reappear from the shadows and also at will has been granted to him as well, and also with the power of super speed and the power of telepathic telekinesis, mind controlling, mind deception, greater manipulation, and greater deceptive as well, and the power of creating dark, powerful holographic holograms and dark, powerful magic orbs. And also the greatest ability granted to him is the power to infuse himself with shadow energy, which has granted him more power and more serious dark abilities as well in the process. Well, guys, thank you for today's episode, and I all hope you have a wonderful, great, blessed day, and a very much great day indeed. I will actually see you on Monday. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually upload this episode and to TikTok, and also upload the other episode to Shorts as well. And I all hope you have a wonderful, blessed, great day, and a very much of a good day indeed. Enjoy your weekend, and may God bless you, and stay safe and stay happy. See you next week, Monday. Take care. Bye. Bye.